Welcome to the Oasis, my name's Mike, and these are my top 10 Quest 2 games from the last 12 months. These VR games include shooters, puzzlers, brawlers, and even a free hidden gem that you definitely shouldn't miss. There's something on this list for everyone, regardless of whether you're new to VR or you're a hardened VR veteran. So, I hope you enjoy the video, and let's dive in. Okay, so first up is Medal of Honor Above and Beyond, the first game of the series made from the ground up specifically for virtual reality. The game features a lengthy 8 to 10 hour story campaign, a variety of online 6v6 multiplayer modes, and a series of documentary-style videos from real World War II veterans. While the campaign isn't as gritty as I would have hoped for a game set in World War II, it does offer a variety of locales and set pieces that will put you in planes, tanks, and submarines that's unmatched on the Quest 2. The game really shines with its core gunplay and range of iconic World War II weaponry, but just ensure you have enough space on your headset, as this is one of the biggest games available on the store, weighing in at a whopping 40 gigabytes. Next up is a real hidden gem. Not many people talk about this game, but it really stood out for me last year, and if you love classic point-and-click adventure games, you should really check this one out. It's called The Secret of Retropolis. You take the role of Philip Logg, a robot detective hired by a famous movie star for a super shady job that'll have you solving puzzles and taking down a robotic mob boss. The crime-ridden world of Retropolis is beautiful, oozing with noir style, and the game features some awesome voice acting to boot. It's not very long, clocking in at just around an hour to complete, but I would say it's the perfect game to chill and play through a lazy Sunday afternoon. If puzzlers aren't your bag, and you're looking for something a bit more punchy and stabby, well, I've got you covered with Blade and Sorcery Nomad. This medieval physics-based combat game offers unrivaled swordplay with fully interactive AI combatants that you just can't find elsewhere on the Quest. The frame rate does struggle at times on the standalone headset, but that doesn't hinder the fun. The game features numerous arenas in its sandbox mode, or you can explore the depths of the randomly generated dungeons. If that wasn't good enough, the game also supports community mods, so you can add custom weapons and tweak the game's mechanics to give yourself superhuman abilities. Just a word of warning though, don't let anyone watch you play this game, as they might just call the authorities when they find out you're a complete psychopath. Coming in at number 7 is a sprawling co-op dungeon crawler from Resolution Games called Demeo. Gather up to 4 friends for a tabletop adventure where you can choose from a roster of unique characters and head out on one of 3 unique fantasy adventures to take on monsters, druids, witches, and other foul beasts. This one's definitely best played seated, as you're going to be in this for the long haul, as each player will take their turn to roll the dice, choose their cards, and come up with a team strategy to take on the challenges that await. Having completed the first 2 adventures, I can tell you they're no walk in the park, but I had a great time playing this whilst hanging out and catching up with my friends. If you enjoy turn-based strategy games and you like D&D style adventures, it doesn't get any better in VR than Demeo. Now, if you don't have any friends, and you're more the strong lone wolf type, I have the perfect game to test your mettle. This is another hidden gem that I absolutely adored, called Cosmodred. It's a survival horror roguelike where your mission is to investigate a dark and creepy abandoned spaceship filled with hideous creatures. Each run is procedurally generated, so the ship layout, weapons, items, and creature locations will be different each time you play, which just adds to the terror. I became completely obsessed with this game, and it gave me strong Dead Space vibes. I just couldn't stop playing until I eventually finished it. They say that in space, no one can hear you scream, but playing this, your neighbors certainly will, so be warned. Moving on, while this game isn't as scary, you will be dying over and over again in this charming puzzler called I Expect You to Die Too. In this sequel to the well-received I Expect You to Die, you'll be back in the shoes of a secret agent going undercover to take down the evil Zoraxis Corporation by completing a series of fun and often deadly escape rooms located around the globe. Right from the fantastic opening sequence, this game had me completely hooked. It features 6 levels, each with their own setting and unique challenges. And all of these levels are strung together with an interesting story, which features some superb voice acting from the legendary Will Wheaton, who delivers the voice of John Juniper. This is best enjoyed whilst playing seated, and it's a VR classic the whole family can enjoy. This game might be in at number 4, but it gets top marks for innovation, and that's Space Pirate Arena, the free update to Space Pirate Trainer DX. Now this is unlike anything else on this list. This new arena mode provides a completely unique VR experience in that it's designed to be played in a 10 meter by 10 meter play space. Now, I can hear you all screaming at the screen saying that you don't have a 10 meter by 10 meter play space. Well, no one does, unless you live in a mansion, and if you do, well, good for you. But if you're a mere mortal like me, the best thing you can do is take your Quest out to your local basketball court or tennis court and play it there. It does sound like a lot of effort, but trust me, it's totally worth it, as you can play 1v1 with a friend remotely or locally in the same play space using 2 headsets, providing a futuristic game of laser tag. Freely running around in VR honestly feels magical. It has 5 arena maps, multiple character and weapon skins, and a fully fledged built-in custom map editor, which you can use to build your own arenas cooperatively with a friend. I can't stress enough how freaking awesome this is. Buy the game, find a suitable space, grab a friend, have a blast, and thank me later. Now, if you don't want to go outside in the real world, you just want to reject humanity and return to a simpler life as a monkey, well, thankfully now you can with Gorilla Tag. It's completely free to download, and you can find it on the store using the link in the description below. This hilarious online multiplayer game of tag is just pure joy. You have to swing your arms to run, climb, and fling yourself around the map to be the last gorilla standing to avoid infection. You're guaranteed to have an absolute blast with this one, and it's a real workout to boot. But just be warned, it can be a little intense for newcomers. They've just added a range of cosmetic items such as hats and earmuffs to deck out your gorilla with in-app purchases. So if you enjoy the game, you can now support the developers. Coming in at number 2, this game dropped at the end of last year, and it quickly became one of my favorites with its Left 4 Dead style gameplay, and that's After the Fall. This 4-player co-op shooter will have you exploring a post-apocalyptic frozen LA, facing off a new zombie threat known as the Snowbreed. The game's 5 campaign harvest missions took me around 4 hours to blast through, however there's plenty of replayability here, as you'll want to rerun these missions to find more loot. Loot comes in the form of discs which unlock weapon upgrades, and cash which you can use to purchase these upgrades, which are essential for the harder difficulties. Finding players to play with is no problem, as this game supports crossplay across all the VR platforms. I've been playing this with a team of friends with plenty of laughs and screams along the way, and it's one of those games on this list that's just kept me coming back for more. This is just the beginning for this game, as the developers Vertigo Games promise more content coming soon, including new maps, new weapons, and new game modes. If you're looking for a Left 4 Dead style game in VR, look no further than After the Fall. And from one zombie shooter to another, finally my number 1 Quest 2 game of 2021, Resident Evil 4 VR. Now this is the second Resident Evil game of the series to get official VR support, although keep your eyes peeled on the channel, as I'll be covering an excellent VR mod for the Resident Evil 2 remake on PC very soon. Resident Evil 4 is a game regarded by many as not only one of the best games of the Resident Evil series, but one of the best games ever made, full stop. Being able to finally step into the shoes of Leon Kennedy in VR, being completely immersed in the environments, and having full control over the action is just brilliant. I completed the story, logging in over 10 hours worth of gameplay, and I had an absolute blast. Of course, it's not without its flaws, which are specific to this VR version, but everything that made Resident Evil 4 great has been lovingly carried over and adapted to VR by developers Armature Studios. But that's not all though. A free update to the game will be dropping later this year, adding the much-loved Mercenaries mode for free. In my opinion, this is the best port of Resident Evil 4 to date, and a must-own title for all Quest 2 owners. Okay, so that's my top 10 Quest 2 games from the last 12 months. I'd love to know your top Quest 2 games in the comments down below. If you're looking for some free Quest 2 games, you should check out this video up here. And if you want to know how to make your Quest 2 more comfortable, you should check out this video here. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. And as always, I'll see you all on the next one. Cheers.